Welcome one and all to episode 33 of DND. My name is Mike.
And my name is Zoe.
And today we are going to add those particle effects that will display, well, we already have them, but we will just add the display of how much money we made.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So there's a few ways in which we could go about this. We could add how much money we make for absolutely everything we do. There's one thing we can do. Another thing that we can do is just add money for the sacks. Now, I think it would be probably better to have a display for the money for absolutely everything we do.
Yeah. So if you land in a tile, it goes plus 10.
Yeah, something like that. Now, let's take a quick look at how any one of our current pop-ups appears. So if we roll the dice,
Go to closest refuel one of those. Okay.
actually, I don't think this gives us any pop-up. Yeah, thought so.
Closest refuel.
Yeah.
It's up there. Closest spy, closest no brakes.
Yeah, we don't have great order, do we? Yeah, so let's just take a look at how this looks like, because one thing that I definitely think we can. So boom and skip a turn. There they are. Right. So you see they appear up top, on top of the player. Now we could put a negative, like a value down here underneath.
So like plus this or minus that.
So no particle effect, simply a number, right?
So it was skip a turn and the particle effect.
Right, positive or negative or that sort of stuff. Okay. So we're gonna do that. In order to do that, we should create another one of these, which should come without a particle effect, I think. Particle system. So, which one does matter? Breakdown. Duplicate this one. And let's rename this one to money.
Money text.
Sure, money text. Okay, let's drag it here. So this one has a flash in it. We can remove that. Yeah. And PFX money text is a particle system. We're going to remove that.
We're going to add a text mesh pro.
For positions, Z, that's fine. Y -1.
What's the caption again?
Wait a second. The caption is the text. Y -1. This confuses me. Z1 though. This one does not confuse me. Okay, so this one starts above. So we're gonna go at negative and at negative. And let's see if that works.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and wait a moment though. We need to check the scales. I think the scales should be a little bit smaller. So let's go to 0.8. So it's almost as large as the top one, but not quite. And here you go. And we need to obviously rename it from PFX to, let's just call it FX without P, just FX. Yeah, say enter. Okay, now apply. Now we need to quickly check the self manager because I do not remember if it depends on the particle system being there.
Okay.
So let's go take a look. Setup. Yeah, it expects a particle system to be there. So we can't do that. So here we're gonna say if PS is not null, close round, open squiggly, close it, save. Okay, and the same thing ought to apply to this, but whatever, we'll leave it for now. If PS is not null,
Oh yeah, not equals to null. Oh, sorry.
Close it.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Save. Okay, because there's no particle system plane, so we don't need to worry about this at all. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, save. So let's go back here. And this should simply work. But we're gonna have to request it. Now, there's a few ways in which you can do this. But I think that each player should have this because it's the player who gets the score changes all the time, if I remember correctly. So let's apply this. Let's delete it. Whoops. Give it a save now. Now let's go to our player. So for this one, it's fairly easy. Let's create a serialized field private game object.
So first serialized field in this.
Game object. FX money. No, lowercase. FX money. Money. Save. Copy. So this should only happen if we get a specific, rather a non-specific. So right here. So here you would go instantiate, open round, paste it. You got caps lock on. Comma, transform dot position. I don't remember how to do the others, but let's do. My guess is paste dot transform dot rotation. Close the round. Dot get component PFX self manager. Open close round. Dot setup. Open round. And so, interesting. So int effect, int PID. So the PFX manager, self manager, only requires an int for the effect. Right, that's because it depends on what effect is received. We need to add another thing right here, and you go string space specific caption equals quote quote. Yeah, save and copy all of this, and here you go if open paste, put another equals, close the round, open a squiggly, cut this, paste it here, else, open squiggly, enter, close it. Yeah, save, copy all of this, paste it here, specific caption. So save. So if we send it specific text, we then get it to be displayed. So from here, we're gonna go setup, we said, and effect, put, wait a moment, let's go take a look because I don't know. So this effect, it's right here. Yeah, so the effect only depends on this thing, right? So it's irrelevant. We're gonna send it a -1, comma, PID is car ID, comma, and specific caption, wait a moment, is going to be increment. So type increment dot toString. Open close round, semicolon. Save. So oh, we got a problem. We are clamping here, and that's not good enough because it means that the increment may be excessive. So suppose we go down by 9999 or something, right? And then we clamp it, and in fact we end up going down by $20. We're still gonna display the minus 9999 or the minus 1500 or the something like that. So that may be too much. For instance, suppose you only have $700, but you get a gift $1,000. So you gift them all. You lose 700, and the other person gets 700. But the score, actually, this particular one I think would work correctly. But say lose 1,500, right? You would get a lose 1,500, but you only had 700.
So it would write minus 1,500.
So, I mean, it's not a huge deal, I don't think. But if we want to be precise, then we should display the correct thing, not the increment. Because the score is being clamped after that, right? So, actually also, let me take a look at the change score. Yeah, because here we're doing specific score.
Go bankrupt.
Well, we may simply instantiate it there. We'll see. Yeah, put VFX and SFX. Sure. Copy all of this. Paste it here. And type quote. Lose everything. English, just English. Just type lose everything. Yeah, everything. I love it that you press shift for every key. Yeah. Okay, now close the quote. 2 exclamation marks, right?
No, just one. This time.
Save.
Actually, this one deserves 3.
Okay, save. It's a matter of deserving exclamation marks. Now here, so we need to figure this out. If the increment brings us too far down, we need to do something about it. Let's think this through because it's basic arithmetic, right? So it's 700 minus 1,000, so the delta is 300. That one needs to be removed from the increment. So the increment, we will need to go if score plus increment is lower than 0, that's what we should ask, right? Then we should say increment equals mathf sign of increment, and then well, we would need to check if the increment is negative as well, right? Yeah, that's not that difficult. So let's do it right here. So we're gonna say if increment lower than 0. Lower than 0.
Lower than 0.
Close round, open, then close. Now, if the increment is lower than 0, now we're gonna say if score. Actually, let's just do this. If mathf abs of increment higher than score, close round, save, and then increment equals let me think this through. So it's higher than the score. We are going to say there's got to be an intelligent way of doing this. I'm just going to go with the first one that comes to my mind. So we're going to say mathf dot sign.
That sign?
Yes, the first one. Of increment. Increment.
Oh, of increment. Yeah. Increment.
Close. Times. mathf. Rather. No, yeah, it's correct. mathf. mathf of abs of increment. Put this in brackets. Open a bracket here. Plus score, yeah, plus increment, close round.
Will it take care of the spacing?
Here, close round, yeah, semicolon. No, save. Let me think. It's complaining because this one is a float. Let me think for a minute. So you take the absolute of minus 1,000, so 1,000, plus the score, so 1,700, minus, well, plus the original negative of that,
which was 1,000.
So yeah, so minus 1,000. So that gives us 1,700 minus 1,000. That's 700, which is exactly what we should have as a result. Multiply by its sign. So here, cast this as an int. Actually, just go mathf.
So many mathfs.
Dot round to int. Open round. Close it. Save. Okay, so let's recap this together. We take the sign of the increment, which actually, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I already know that it's negative. I'm a fool. This is completely unnecessary. Yeah, this is totally unnecessary. We already know it's negative.
Oops.
Yeah. Then
you put a minus there?
Your dad is sick in the head. Okay? Type score. Done.
Minus score.
Yeah. If the increment is higher, if the total that we're going to subtract is going to be higher than the score, then we know we want to subtract by the score. Done. That's it. Oh, I knew there was an easier way. Anyway, save.
Wait, this is a lot easier than that.
Yeah. So score is going to be minus score, whatever. And the increment, it's all correct. Okay, sounds good. Let's lose everything. That sounds good. So I think we are done. Save. So let's give this a shot and see what happens.
Yay. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's a refuel.
Unassigned
reference.
Yeah, I know exactly what it is. Do you?
Yeah, we forgot to assign the PFX
to the player. Wait a moment, where is it? Why is it still called money text with a PFX?
I think we changed it there and forgot to apply.
But I'm almost sure we did apply. Well, okay, whatever. So player, I think the name may not apply. Okay, now it's gonna be happy.
4. Nothing.
Yeah, I didn't see a difference, but they are here. Oh, and they are then disappearing. Okay, let's take a look.
Oh, we still have stash of Mondays.
Stash of money. Okay. So money text is appearing all over the place, but I don't know where it is. It's underneath.
There's a lot of money texts.
Yeah, So one thing that we're noticing is that the positives don't have a plus in front, which I think it should show. It also doesn't have a dollar sign, which I think it should show. So we will add that. But it's appearing underneath. And the reason why it's appearing underneath is this. Is this y minus 1. And I'm not sure why we have y minus 1 on the other, because it's kind of weird. But there you go. So there it is. And the z is minus 1. That's odd. It should go all the way underneath. So the z should be minus 4. Okay, I like that. I won't pretend that I understand this, but the y needs to be positive. So let me quickly take a look at any of the others. See, the y is negative here too. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so back to the PFX money text. So we're going to put this on 1 as opposed to minus 1. And we're going to put this on minus 5. This may be too much. I don't know, obviously. We need to test a few times.
I saw something weird. Maybe it was just nice.
Where did you go now? Oh, hello. Okay, it's probably already disappeared, so I can't see it, but I don't know where it is. Okay, so it's negative like 1 billion. What in the world? Undo for me? Huh? I'm trying to see any level of logical reasoning as to why this guy would end up down here. Okay, I'm gonna change that one to -2 or something over here. Oh, it may be that the Z is doing that. It may be that Y and Z are reversed because of global positions. And that would make some level of sense. Yes, so that will be my bet. I'm gonna change the Y to 2 or something, and the Z, I'm gonna leave it to 0.31. Let's try now. Don't remember, right?
Yeah.
Again, not ideal code, right? Code is a lot cleaner. There we go. Okay, so it's going far too far down. So we are going to... Actually, let's just carry on because this is a prefab, so we'll keep on saving it.
I think we're still set to the money.
Yeah.
Stashes. Yeah, deploy stash.
Why is the red rolling again? Did you get a double die to get there? That's not possible. Okay.
10, we saw it.
Yeah.
2050.
Yeah, you can see all of those numbers sort of appearing.
Now he's gonna break down. -50.
Yeah. So I'm kind of thinking about instead displaying it here, ignore the phone, it's fine. We got a phone ringing, we're gonna ignore it. Maybe we should display it instead near the score. Would possibly be better. Right underneath it. Though that comes with all sorts of other implications. But that's okay, we can try that. So let's see the player. Does the player have a reference to his own? So he's got the race position. Tiles, measure, transform race position, container. I don't think he's got any reference to his UI. Maybe, I'm not sure. So change score, there it is. And turn on, turn off. Update score text. It's present in the game manager, not here. Yeah, so we don't have access to our own score things. But I mean, in the end of the day, it's not too bad where it is. It's just, I'm not sold on the whole it being red, like the same color as you. I think it'd be better for it to be a neutral color. And I think it'd be better for it to travel less as well. So let's go here. And instead of making it go this far up, we're gonna go a lot less up. Say this. Okay. And oh, what am I saying? This is correct. This one needs to be smaller, so we start at 0.3 and we end up at 0.5. Okay, and that's good. Now let's modify how it behaves, right? Because this is a problem. So we're gonna create an if right here. Type increment.
It's already there.
Type it increment. Higher or equals to 0. No, actually just higher than 0. My bad. Higher than 0. Space. Question mark. Yeah, space. Quote. Plus. No, just plus. Quote. Space. Colon. Space. Quote, quote. Close round. Plus. Okay, save. So we're adding the plus sign if the increment is positive, and then we're gonna say plus. We're gonna say $sign. Hold shift. $sign. Save. Okay, so that's good. So it should go down. Now there's one more thing that I wanted to change. Instead of giving it the car ID, we're gonna send it -1. Save. Now I'm fairly sure that it doesn't know what color -1 is, so we need to go and do it. There it is. Ah, no. If PID is lower than 1, color is white. Perfect. So we've already foreseen this. So that's why we're sending -1. Okay, now let's take a look. Oh, I forgot that we have the play stash here. So you get plus $10, right? Still 1,500. Oh, let's see. This is a good test. -500.
Plus 500.
Was that a plus?
Yep.
I didn't see it. Okay, sounds good. All right, so this seems to be working just fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it would still be useful to have them colored, though. You know.
Yeah.
Because like this, they sort of like appear. I'm also wondering if the movement is just excessive. I wonder if we could just be a little bit gentler.
But that would all be solved if we put it under the score.
Yeah, no, I know, but I don't want to do that because it's a lot of work. So instead of this, we could emulate it quite a bit. Let's see. So if the position were to start at 0.9 here, and here at it averaged just sort of 0.3, let's see. I think you're laughing. I think this one's quite a bit better because it sort of stands still, right? So it grows in size, but it stands still.
That stands still. That disappears.
Yeah. So let's see if we can even leave the size largely untouched. Yeah, I think this is better. I'm almost tempted to completely remove movement. Let's see.
So much bigger related things.
Yeah, I think this is better.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's saved already. That's good. So there's a bit of an animation, but it's very, very mild. And let's put the car ID back because it's risky that we don't understand who it is that got that increment. Type car ID here. Save. Okay. So I think we're in a good spot now. And excuse me, I think this is where we should stay. But first we need to test the sacks that when we pick them up, the number appears. It should, because it's dependent on score changes. So we've still got it here, this is stash, so it should be alright.
That guy won't get anywhere.
Oh, he got a minus. Okay, so deploy the stash.
Let's hope he rolls 7 or 6. Good. You're just putting them all over the place.
Yep.
He's rolling right past it.
They're literally everywhere now. Actually, no, we don't. Yeah, well, it's too many of them, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did appear. So. Big fart.
That's not big, fat one. Got it.
Yeah, again.
Everything's overlapped.
Yeah, well, the issue, actually, the reason why that's happening is because we are landing on the tile first and then getting that money. So the only way for us to deal with this is by knowing that we still have one running. Now that's not that difficult. Here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, and there's a few things we need to do. So here, this guy knows in the execute to change the local position, right? Based on positions, right? And we need to be able to change the position 0 and the position 1 based on a different sort of identifier of this. So let's add a int and call this one effect ID and go equals and go 0. Save.
Oops, no semicolon.
Okay, now here we're going to say positions 0.
Portions.
No, actually, just say 4. Up around int I equals 0. I lower than 2. Semicolon.
No, it's an int. Oops.
I plus plus. Yeah. Positions 0. Positions I. I'm sorry. I
It's a 1.
plus equals. No, wait. Its positions is a thingy. Needs a vector. So we need to take a look at which one is important to us. The one that moves. So it would be the Y. Would it be the Y? Yes, it would be the Y. Okay, the Y. Positions I dot Y. Plus equals. Effect ID. Effect ID, yeah, semicolon. And this one cast as a float. Close. Save. So they will now appear stacked. Could be a mild risk, but I'm not too worried. Now the issue that we have is that it's destroying itself on its own, and it won't really communicate back to the owner. So we are going to add yet another thing, but this time it's going to be a variable right here. I'm going to say private player owner. I'm sorry, owner. Say semicolon. Save. And here you go. Right here you go. Player p. P.
Wait, player p.
Space p.
Space p.
Equals no. Semicolon. Comma. Yeah. And here we're going to say in setup at the top if just say owner equals p. Just say that equals p. Okay, now the player is going to need a list, go private, list of type game object.
Oops.
How did that happen? List
I think the up there the using is
game object.
wait, I think it's
Yeah,
the using.
yeah,
that's-
that sounds about right.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Using system dot generic collections dot generic semicolon. So list of type game object, close, list underscore money effects, or FX money, yeah, just like that, FX money, just like the other one, money, semicolon, save, copy, let's put it early, paste, equals, new list, tab, open close round, semicolon. Okay, now let's go to the instantiation. We have them, we have two of them, one here, one here. So here we're gonna say list blah blah, just the same one, paste, dot add, open, and cut all of this, my bad, undo, cut all of this, paste it here, close round, semicolon, copy, paste, paste again, dot count, -1, close square bracket,
That's -2, -1.
close square bracket, save. Okay, and we're gonna copy all of this, paste it here, paste it, save. Okay, now we're gonna need a public void remove fx from list, open, and it's going to require a game object, go, close, open, enter, enter, close, you go copy, paste, dot, remove, open, go, close, semicolon, save. Okay, so remove from SFX. Now copy this, go to our SFX manager, before the destruction, paste, actually
So
undo again, here, paste it, no, undo, yeah, owner, you were correct, my bad, owner,
You need to call the player
dot,
first.
paste, open, and now this dot game object, excuse me, just game object, it's the same, yeah, close around,
Oh, oops.
game object, close, semicolon. So what's happening? Before it destroys itself, when the text has disappeared, it's going to go back to its owner, whoever called it, and it's going to say, hey, I don't actually exist anymore. So a new guy is going to be able to exist. Now, this is, now that I think about it, this is still not perfect. Because the ID that's going to be received is going to depend on the count. But the count may in fact, like when you could have, say, 3 in a row appearing at different distances. Oh, and yeah, none of this is good. Now that I think of it, none of this is good. You would need to know if two of them are appearing at the same time. I don't want to make this too complicated. It could work right now, but it's going to look a bit sloppy because it will depend on the position. So I'll tell you what we'll do instead. And I think this is a good idea instead. So we are going to create a vector 3 for previous position. Right here, go private, vector 3. Vector 3, I just realized another thing. Here, go if, sorry, I'll explain everything. List fx money dot contains, contains, open round, go, close round, open squiggly.
So if it has go in it?
Yeah, paste it here. Save. So, okay, I'll explain right now because otherwise it gets chaotic and we want our audience to understand too. So what's happening now is that we will populate this list. We just did it, right? We'll populate the list with these things, and then we will send as an ID how many things there are in the list. -1 actually, right? And you see the problem is that say you overtake 2 in a row, it's gonna say this one in position 0, the next one in position 1, and the next one in position 3 or something. And that's not correct because the text will not be overlapping unless you get that score on the same position. If you do not get the score in the same position as the other score, then they won't be overlapping. So we should only create this sort of spacing system when we are in the same position, when the position doesn't change. So we will register the previous position with each instantiation we do, and then we will register the current position. And if the previous position and the current position are the same, then we will add ourselves to the list. And well, at that point we don't need the list at all though, because it can never happen that we have more than 2. Yes, all of this is a complete waste of time. Sorry. All right, so we need to remove this entirely and then we'll fix it. Just don't worry about it. Now here, what you want to do is you want to write previous position. Just previous position, that's all we need.
Previous.
Semicolon.
I think I spelled previous wrong.
Previous. Save. Okay, delete this thing. Copy previous position. Let's again go down to our go bankrupt in this one. And here you go paste equals transform dot position. Semicolon. And actually I'm wrong. This belongs after. Cut it. Paste it here. Paste it here. Save. Okay. Now cut all of this. Paste it here. Remove this. Paste it here. Undo, Zoe. Undo. You're just breaking it worse. Yeah. Paste now. Save. Okay. We forgot the get component, so copy this. Paste it here. Save. Okay. So there we go. Now the instantiation is happening. The previous position is happening. Save. And here we need to say if previous position, well, it's logically not that sound. Go transform dot position is different, so exclamation mark equals previous bit, close, open, enter, close, else, open, close, save. Now cut this, paste it here, paste it here. put a comma, type 1, even though it's wrong, type 1, save. And let me go and fix that really quickly. So PFX Self Manager, we don't need an owner. We don't need this owner at all. Which means all of this can go. And here we should have everything correct. Okay, save. Oh, except the owner. Save now. And now we go back to the pla.
What about the empty list function?
We'll remove that too. Copy all of this. Paste it here. Cut this. Paste it here. And here. Comma 1. Save. So that goes. This entire method goes. Save. Alright, so let's see here what it does. It checks if my current position is the same one as the one that I had before when I changed the score. And if it isn't, it just shows the score. But if it is, it shows the score lowered by 1. Save.
So
you'll see.
Why do you lower it by 1?
What?
Why would you lower it by 1?
Because if it overlaps, so it doesn't overlap, so the second score will appear further down. You'll see now.
Oh, so we'll go like this, then -1, so this, and then this,
Yeah,
and then
so
that.
we can test this fairly easily by changing. We're gonna put this at 6 now.
6.
We're gonna roll a 6 and then put it at 7, and then we're gonna roll a 7. Okay, now we roll a 7. What do you mean cards to draw 2? Oh yeah, because it's a double. So we got a 7 now. We're going to roll a 7. We're going to overtake this guy. It should appear here. Then we're going to grab the stash. It's going to, I don't know, either appear first or second, but one of them should appear at the top, the other one should appear at the bottom. And we're going to pause it and then step forward it so we can see it. Okay. So let's go to game. You can see the +200 for the overtake. Ignore the assertion. The guy lands. It's a different score, so it doesn't matter. That's fine, that overlap. Okay. And we only got 430. We didn't get the year landed. Where is it? I'm confused. Let me try again. I guess I got it wrong. I'm not sure. Maybe it appears in the previous one. Is that the deal? That's fine. Okay. Where's the other one?
Has it appeared too far down?
Don't know. We'll find out now, actually. Okay, so now we're gonna roll a 3.
And find one of the deploy stashes.
Yeah, and as soon as we land on that, we should get 2 of those. Okay, so let's see. Money text. Back to the scene. Money text. That's the +200 for the overtake. Money text. That's the +10 for landing on standard. There they are. One is +30, one is +10. Do we see them in game? We do, but it's too far down. That's the issue. Actually, this one's too far down too. So
they might be going completely out of the scene.
Yes, I think they're going out of the camera shot. I agree. I think that's what's happening. So we are simply going to change the money text from being a 1 on the Y. We're going to change it to being a 0.5 on the Y, and let's see if that helps. Cards to draw. Okay, green, you go next. So green is rolling a 3. Let's make green roll a 1, 2, 3, 10. Let's make green roll a 10. It's gonna show 11 because I'm lazy. I don't want to see a double roll. Okay. So 11. So it did appear there. The issue now is, and I expected this, is that we are simply adding this to the y. We're going to change this, so leave it as it is here, put times, and copy this. Paste it. Save. So whatever the number that we have on the y, it's going to be added again. Obviously it gets added 0 times where the default ID is 0, but when we get an ID of 1, it should be a little bit better. So again, let's do it exactly as we did before. So we're going to roll a 6, then a 7. Pretty good, right?
Yes.
So the only thing I don't really like that much is that it's making the thing sort of appear. I prefer for the tile to appear first and the stash to appear after, which we could technically fix fairly easily. Yeah, I think we can fix that fairly easily, so I don't even need to test that. In the game manager, when we evaluate the landing tile, this is where we check for stashes. So if you cut this, but I'm worried because there may be many returns. So let's see, there's a break here. No returns here, just another break. Oh yeah, all of these are returns. Forget it, we'll leave with this. So we'll live with this. So undo, 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 save. Yeah, because I would like to put these later, but in order to do that, we would need to have a more robust scoring system, right? Right now, the problem is you get returns when you land on things, and these returns would cause you to not be able to then use this because they lead you out of the function. Okay, anyway, so I think that this is now fairly okay. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Right, so how much time do we have? Not very much, so I would say let's fix a bug that we have had here forever.
What is it?
Which is that when the players spawned, they don't spawn at the correct rotation.
Yeah, we've had that one for ages.
Yes. So they spawn on those little tiles, and let's go and take a look how that looks like. I'm almost sure it's going to be in setup. So blah 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 blah, race position. No, actually it looks like it's gonna be spawned in players. So setup players, there we go. This player instantiate transfer position quaternion identity. That's the one.
Yes.
So and where does it go? In start tile dot transfer dot position. So copy, my bad, all of this.
Dot transfer dot rotation.
Paste it, just type rotation.
Oh, we've already got a dot, I think.
Just type rotation. Now let's see how this looks like, because I think it's gonna be wrong. So save for now. I'm almost sure it's going to look funny, but it's going to help us. Oi, doesn't look funny.
That looks correct.
It looks perfect. Well, okay then.
Ooh, well, except that too.
I'm always confused though. See, we got a problem because our car is a bit stupid. Right? It's all like I can't tell which part is the front and which part is the rear.
Yeah.
Right? Because of how we made it. So let's go and modify that a bit.
Okay.
Models, car racing.
Oh, can we? It's on the outside.
Yeah, we'll move it. No worry. Move the blender window. There it is. So we got loads in this particular. There. Okay, so hit tab. So this is supposed to be the front. So the shorter bit is supposed to be the front, and the other bit is supposed to be the end. So hold shift. Hit delete, E. Okay.
Very open back now.
Yes. So, should we make it a hot hatch, people?
What's a hot hash?
Hot hatch is the kind of car everybody must have at least once in his life.
What is it?
It's a hatchback. It's don't know. It's a type of car that has a boot that comes directly down from the rear part of the roof.
Okay,
Just
that's
don't worry about it. Z, B, grab. Actually, I don't even...
Did you drive that car?
Yeah, of course. Hit A to unselect all. Hit B. Shift, no shift, sorry. Delete. V. That's a pretty extreme thing to do, but whatever. Hold shift. Hit F. There you go. There's your golf, people. Okay, hold shift. Let's move this a bit further back. Whoa, undo.
Sorry about that.
That's alright.
Here.
Undo.
But I was holding shift this time.
It's not you. Undo. I mean escape. It's the... I forgot I have this enabled from another project. There we go. Okay. So hold shift. F. Hold shift. F. Hold shift. Release shift. Hold shift. F. Tab. Z. There you go. Okay, now this guy is appearing here. Now the problem that we've got with this guy is that obviously it's not in the right place, or it's just too big. So because we got lights, I wouldn't actually mind making it a little smaller. So hit tab. And now we need to change our pivot. So hold Alt. Yeah, release it. Press Shift S. And we're going to say selection to active. Whoa, undo. Control Z. Shift S. Cursor to selected. That's what I meant. Okay. And A. S. Okay, escape. I'm going to change this based on 3D cursor. S. There we go. Tab. Save. Control S. Let's take a look.
And then we can turn on the lights.
Oh, that's
oops.
what I thought. That's what I thought. That's why I wanted to do this. Let's actually see if our entire game is backwards. Because it's possible. No.
No, it turned itself around.
It's traveling the right direction. Look at it though. Having a little Volkswagen Golf. Isn't that brilliant?
It looks quite funny.
It's awesome. Okay, so yeah, you're right. Let's turn on the lights. So how do we do that? We are going to go to Game Manager and change this to gain 750. I think that's probably the fastest way of doing it.
For every single one of them, we gain some more. I'm pretty sure we have a variable though. A variable for it.
The score?
Yeah, to change it, to change the light count thing.
Yeah. So
yeah, winner.
Just go to the score. Put 4,500. Just a bit artificially. This should be the blue guy. Yeah. Okay, so we've got that. And now we can simply draw a card. And we have a little light. Now let's take a look at our guy from up close a little bit. So it looks like. Hey, you know, I may have preferred it how it was before. But we need to move it a bit further back. That's my issue. And when we do that, oh wait, we've got, oh, that's easy. We've got a siren. We can just move it a bit further back on the model, and we'll be okay. So we'll do just that. So hit Control Z, Control S. And I'm stupid. I should have tested right away, but I didn't because I'm dumb. So prefabs. Player. Okay, now on the player, we go to the siren, just drag it left a little bit. 0.25 seems good.
Apply. No,
Whoops,
it's not.
I meant negative. There you go, look at it. the copper.
Apply.
Apply.
Good.
Delete. And now one thing we need to do here is when we start, we have many ways of going about this, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to do the cheap way.
Just put minus.
No, we're just going to take this one, you see, on
Use
the
a
local
unit.
rotation. My word. Unity. Oi, Unity, listen to Daddy. Fix this. Okay, it is one of the most annoying things that it keeps on changing the scales, and yeah, I don't know if it affects anything, but it's bad. So 135, 90, 90, minus 002, minus 1.13, 1.6. Okay, so let's fix all of these positions because we clearly did them a little bit, you know, a little bit poopy. Okay, minus 0.02. No, it needs to be 0.35. Sure, that's fine. 3.5 seems excessive. 4. I've just noticed also that they are clipping into the ground, so let's pull them up a little bit. Yeah, 0.02 there. Let's do it with all of them right away so I don't forget that. Okay, yeah, they're all a bit elevated from ground, it's better. So this one is 120 degrees, 90, and 90. The next one, I'm going to, okay, so none of them are perfect at the moment, so that annoys me a little bit. I'm going to move it here. So 0.33 looks good. 9, sure. All right, 95, I'll cave. I like easier numbers, you know. So this looks about right. Minus 0.72525, minus 0.525, 105, 90, 90, and then the straight one. Let's make this one a bit bent too. Just a wee bit. Or do we need to? Let's see. So 105, 120, 135. So this one should be 90. No, it's correct. So minus 0.2. Actually more than that. 0.22. 22. Yes. 90 minus 0.6, I guess. Nope. 59. Yeah, that's fine. 90 and 90 finally. Now, in order to easily fix this, hit E for me. Just rotate this guy.
So that's a different kind of rotator.
Yeah, so undo. Because, you know, Unity goes absolutely nuts when you do this to it. So I'm going to do it mathematically. Minus 180. Minus 180. Minus 180.
0 and 1.
Okay, save. Now let's see if these appear in the right place. They are facing forward.
Yay.
I think at least.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
It looks like a funny loud car.
Cool. So we're gonna stop for today, but we are getting towards the end of this project. I do think so. We
Menus.
should.
Menus.
Yeah, we should just basically do a basic menu where we get to choose how many players play. We should add an escape key to quit and do a few more things. Maybe go back to the menu and.
Add who won at the end.
Good point. Yeah, we need that. I mean, there's a debug message for it now, but we need something a little bit more official.
And maybe add some music in the background.
Sure. We can add some generic music that we get from those purchased assets that I have. Yeah. We should have 2. Well, 3. We should have 1 for 4. 1 for menus, 1 for when you're racing about, 1 for when you have coppers that are about to win, 1 for when you win, and yeah. We should have something, sort of an alarm for when a copper is obtained too. Like, woo.
Yes. And it stops.
Yeah. You can't have that go on forever, otherwise you're making dumb games like Okami. I really like Okami, but I can't stand that it will warn you that you're dying
That you're dying.
for hours. Yeah, forever. Or
Mario
what was
does
it?
that
Yeah,
too.
Mario. Which Mario? Super Paper Mario?
Paper Mario.
No, Super Paper Mario. Or just Paper Mario.
I think it's both.
It's such an annoying
Yeah,
idea.
no, it's Super Paper Mario.
Just carries on all day. And your sister's bad at playing it, and I'm trying to work, and that thing keeps on going on, and I explode, and it's bad. Don't do that. Don't do that. Nintendo, don't do that to Daddy. Daddy is very sad. Okay, we're done for tonight. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.